some of you are aware, well, none of you are aware, or all of you are aware, it doesn't matter. This chapter, pretty damn good, but the title, 1 and 2, kind of looks like the 0 and 4 chapter in retrospect, but in the end we don't even get the actual names for the 2 Vinsmoke members that we see at the very end. So it's not exactly the same. But we do get a decent look into their mindsets. And I'm guessing from the, spread where the 2 faces are shown, top to bottom, my guess would be that the older one is the top one who we saw kill the guy earlier. And the younger one's the one calling him a liar for saying he can't wait to see Sanji. I'm gonna guess that those guys are more, antagonistic versus the 2 that we met directly. And like I said last week, we finally get a reaction from Luffy and the others, proving that they've finally met Pudding. And during Pudding's, talk about her family, not glossing over Big Mom being a massive husband holder. I thought that's probably the nicest way to put it. But, what was I gonna... Basically, we get a little hint that Lola, who obviously looks like the person we saw a few weeks prior, no obvious connection is obvious, but we get the official connection when she says that one of them actually left on a journey to find love, and then so on and so forth. So since the most part of the chapter was this, and I already covered speaking about the new guys, I'm just going to say this now. Basically how I see it is how the story is going to go from this point would basically be that, how do I put it? Which I say way too fucking much. Basically, it seems that Lola is going to play another big role in how this one, ends. Not just how friendly the rest of them have finally become with Pudding, who may or may not, stand up to her mother. My guess is that based on the fact that Lola's actually been more or less allowed to go on her freedom journey of finding love, my guess is that the card that she gave to Nami will play a huge role in how they get out of this alive. Because I'm going to say it now. I have said this in the theory video that I talked about, but Big Mom and Kaido, as villainous as they are not last villain material like Blackbeard is. And from what I see, it might seem that, they might just help Luffy afterwards in the final arc. And a connection with one of the many daughters of Big Mom would be so. Now, that seems like a stretch on its own, but from what we see from Pudding, who not only doesn't fear her mother, but understands her, I'm guessing that the daughters do have some sort of leeway with Big Mom. As much as she is violent and disgusting and a villainess, we have seen good sides, or at least, heard of good sides of Big Mom. So, there is the possibility, very much the possibility, that we will be able to finally see, Big Mom not exactly join Luffy, but help him out. Because he saved Lola's life through defeating Moria back in Thriller Bark. So when you think about that, there is not only a connection, but a partial obligation. If Pudding seconds this obligation, unless, she's some bitch in disguise, I can highly doubt it at this point, though. But like I said, if she seconds that notion of Lola's life being saved by the Straw Hats, we might just have a ceasefire. Because this arc, aside from Big Mom's obvious scariness, want to make Luffy on a cake, it's basically been set up that this arc will be not exactly quick, but it will be big, and that Luffy's intentions were not to fight Big Mom, despite her obviously being the person they have to talk to the most. At this point, the Vinsmoke father might be the final boss. We don't know yet. But we do know that Big Mom and the Vinsmokes both play the major antagonistic roles right now. So there's nothing more I can really get into right now. So I'm just going to end this video here. You guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Look at the theory video for my theory on the Yonko, or Yonko, however you want to pronounce it. And also like and subscribe. And I'll also be doing a video with a fellow YouTuber, Skeptile227, on top either 10 or 15 anime that need the Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood treatment. Do check that out when we make it in a week or two or so. We're already trying to find time to record